Andhra Pradesh was hastily divided by the Congress government in 2014 just before the Lok Sabha elections for vote bank politics. Unfortunately, it has led to a big rivalry between both of these states. While Chandrababu Naidu may have lost massively in the recent state elections, the new Chief Minister Jagan Reddy does not inspire much confidence either. He has come from a family that have been notorious all over Andhra for promoting radical evangelism throughout the state. India Aware talks to Dr. SUVROKAMAL Dutta to get an overview regarding the downward spiral of Andhra and Telangana since their bifurcation
Hello, thank you, sir,
and
to
the road
talking to
ahead.
India Aware. Andhra Pradesh politics seems to have, gotten from bad to raw, especially with the division of Andhra to from Telangana. It seems now that Chief Minister of Andhra and Telangana are constantly battling each other for continual resources. Did Delhi make a mistake bifurcating Andhra?
Well, before I answer this question of yours, since this will be for the international audience, so it's a good evening and good morning from my side. Now, coming to your question, yes, I guess the bifurcation of Andhra was done in a very hasty manner by the UPA government. I mean, the bill had come up in 2013 and the bifurcation was done in a very hasty way, just 6 months before the election. So I think when you take something in a very hasty way, when you take a decision in a very hasty way, it's automatic that the decision will not be percolating down at the ground level. The resources of the state should have been properly demarcated between Telangana and between Andhra, which the UPA government unfortunately could not do it and did not do it. Their main motive was just taking into consideration the 2014 national election of the country, the Lok Sabha election of the country, and it was just because of votes that they had gone ahead with this initiative without doing a proper homework. As a result of that, the financial, the economic and the strategic resources of the state was never properly demarcated, and it was not distributed in a proper way between both the states. And that is it's because of that, the root cause of that is the resultant chaos after that, and so much of animosity between Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Second is like the 14th Finance Commission of the Government of India had said very categorically with the implementation of the 14th Finance Commission that special status for any state will not be applicable. So after the implementation of the 14th Finance Commission, which was initiated by the UPA government and implemented by the UPA government, as a result of that, the special status for any state became redundant. So on the one side, the UPA government went ahead with the 14th Finance Commission, which made special status for any state redundant. And on the other side was the hasty bifurcation of Andhra and Telangana. As a result of that, there was utter chaos in relation to distribution of resources. And I think it is that is the reason, and that's the main reason why there has been so much of bloodbath in the state, and why so much of political acrimony as well as political bickering between both the state. What becomes more imperative for the present government, which is going to take oath tomorrow, is like to solve this issue in a very amicable way, taking into consideration all the stakeholders, and also make it very clear that a special status for a state is not possible anymore now after the 14th Finance Commission. What could be important is equal distribution of the resources and financial help by the government of India. Because if you consider the demand of special status for the state of Andhra, then you open up a Pandora box across the country. Tomorrow Bengal might demand, day after tomorrow Jharkhand would demand, there is a long impending demand of Bihar, and Orissa would also start up with a demand. So several parts of the countries would start up with a demand for a special status. So as such, special status is not practical. Yes, what is more important is equal distribution of the resources, and together with that central assistance. That's very important as such.
Yes, sir. So, Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu, son-in-law of NTR, has led Andhra through some success, especially when it comes to making Hyderabad into Cyberabad. After that, it seems that he quickly lost favor in his, favorite T to Chandrasekhar Rao, who asked for division the state. Where did Chandrababu Naidu go wrong, sir?
Well, I would say that the former Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Chandrababu Naidu, in my understanding, he is a political opportunist. And, he has indulged in sheer opportunist games as such. If you remember, during the time of the Vajpayee government, when he was a part of the NDA, he had gotten a lot of money from the government of India. A lot of money was given by the government of India for the healthy development of the state.
Yes.
Cyberabad, which we talk about in Hyderabad and Secunderabad, the Cyberabad.
Yes, sir.
Cyberabad was able to come up because of the Vajpayee government help.
Yes.
So much of money was given by the Vajpayee government that Chandrababu Naidu was able to create in a high-tech city called Cyberabad.
Yeah.
After that, he walked out of the NDA when the UPA came into power. He wanted to play safe. So he no longer remained in the NDA and he went on hobnobbing with the third front. Now, once the NDA came back under Modi ji in 2014, he again rejoined the NDA just before the election. In 2013, he had joined back the NDA. And in 2014, when the Modi government came, he got in a lot of money once again from the central government, to the extent that, crores and crores of rupees was given by the government of India as assistance. The new capital of Amravati in Andhra Pradesh, the foundation of Amravati was laid down by the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. And for the foundation and for the development of the new city of Amravati, which will be the capital of Andhra Pradesh, the NDA government of Modi ji gave in a lot of money. Once again, a lot of money as such. Together with that, almost around 50-60,000 crores were additionally given to Andhra Pradesh as special development package by the Modi government. For 4 years, Chandrababu Naidu remained in the NDA scheme of things, and he enjoyed all the powers together with the financial resources. And after that, just to create in a hullabaloo, he started creating this ruckus of special status, special status, special status. I want to ask in Shri Chandrababu Naidu, when you joined the NDA in 2014, didn't you know that the 14th Finance Commission, after the implementation of the 14th Finance Commission, that special status for Andhra is no longer possible legally and constitutionally? If you knew that, then why did you join the NDA? And after knowing that, if you joined NDA, you definitely joined the NDA government to get the fruits of the central government. You enjoyed the fruits of the central government with plump ministries, with plump posts in the cabinet. And after 4 years and 4.5 years, again you created that ruckus because you knew that your boat is sinking. Your delivery level at the ground level was absolutely zero. There was too much of misgovernance, too much of policy paralysis, and all the money which came over from the center, these were all distributed within his well-wishers. And there were huge allegation of alleged corruption. Now, in order to divert the mind of the people from all this alleged corruption, from misgovernance and from policy paralysis and lack of development, he created this ruckus of special package for Andhra, the special status for Andhra, thinking that with this he would win the election. And because on the other side, Jagan Reddy, YSR Congress was emerging as a very potent force. And he knew that if he has to take on the YSR Congress, he has to create a new kind of a issue as such. And it was with that intention in mind that he walked out of the NDA. And he just went on cribbing across the country that I left NDA because I did not get the special status.
Yeah.
Whereas he knew that Andhra will not get the
Not get
special
it.
status, you know.
Yeah.
As a result of that, you know, like, I mean, we all know what happened after that, and we also know what has happened after the election. Because of this sheer amount of political opportunism, when you become too opportunistic beyond a point, then people don't pardon you. You know, and people understand that, and that's the reason TDP has been washed out from Andhra Pradesh, and Jagan Reddy has taken over. YSR Congress has won with a huge landslide victory. And I think Chandrababu Naidu, because of his desperation, just 2 days before the counting of the votes, he went on hobnobbing.
Yes.
And he went on hopping. And I used to say that he's going on for a hopping and catching game, just to create a combination of a ragtag regional alliance, so that he could enjoy power once again de facto and de jure.
Yeah.
But the people of the country are intelligent enough, the voters are intelligent enough, they gave such a mandate that his hobnobbing itself became absolutely vague, and it just got vanquished as such, you know. And today he is nowhere. He is
Yeah.
neither there in the seat of power, neither is he there in the opposition scheme of things.
Yeah.
At the same time, he has spoiled his equation with the Bharatiya Janata Party and NDA to such an extent that, in my understanding, it is beyond repair in future.
Yeah. When we talk about Chandrasekhar Rao, now seems to be untouchable in Telangana. He has become the king of freebies, saying that anybody who is below that development line will be given free 2-bedroom house, and that he doesn't care about state debts. You know, sir, his argument in US is in major debt as well. Who is going to finance these lakhs of house to be built?
See, I myself, I have never ever encouraged as a thinker any kind of freebies, you know, whether it is in Tamil Nadu, whether it's in Andhra or in Bengal or in any other state for that matter. Because freebies is something, you know, freebies is something which is very, very dangerous for the economic growth of the country, and also for the betterment of the people and for sustainable development, you know. When you start giving freebies and when you start giving free dole-outs, you need a huge amount of money to carry on those free dole-outs, you know. And how do you finance those? Now, either there are 3-4 ways of doing it. Either you tax the people more in an indirect way so that you can collect money. That's one. The second is like you asking for assistance and aid from the government of India. That's the second. The third one is you take in loans. You take in loans from international agencies as well as from private agencies, you know. So if you are taking loan, you are obviously increasing the burden on people itself, you know, because ultimately you will have to pay back the loan, and you will have to pay back the loan with interest, you know, whether you are taking from any international agencies or from any private organization, you know. So automatically you increase the burden on people as such. If you are taxing the people more in an invisible way or in an indirect way, then also you are increasing the burden on the people. You know, second is like if you are asking for finance and for assistance and aid from the government of India will give you assistance and aid based on your condition of your economy, you know, and based on your share, how much is your share in the total quota of economic distribution of resources by the government of India. Why will the government of India go in for special packages for you? Only for the fulfillment of your freebies as such, or your agenda of freebies, you know. Government of India will not do that. Third is like, you know, the third option is like you say that you keep on taking more and more money from agencies and you don't give a damn to the debt. You know, now if that is an argument, that's a very ridiculous kind of an argument, because ultimately you land up the state in a debt trap, you know, and you might be there in power for 5 years, and then after 5 years your government might change and someone else might come into power. So the new government after that would be in a very big task, you know. It would be a Herculean task for the new government to properly synthesize the economy and to properly regulate the economy in such a way that the economy doesn't collapse. If a state lands up in a debt crisis, then it is beyond repair, you know, and you cannot take out the state from that debt crisis as such. So personally myself, I do not encourage any kind of freebies, and I think it is a dangerous trend which the Andhra new government in Andhra is thinking of doing it, because if you are giving freebies and if you are giving all free things to people, you know, you make the people also lethargic, you make them extremely incompetent, and you make them so lazy that they don't want to work anymore as such, you know. So socially and economically it is a very dangerous trend, and I personally myself, I do not encourage this.
Yeah. So Chandrababu Naidu is biggest opponent is Jagan Reddy. So it seems that over the last few months, Jagan Reddy has scored, major political point, like his father YSR is, in completing another yatra. So that is numerous talk of defections happening from Naidu's party to Jagan. How did this happen?
See, Jagan Reddy as a person, I would say that he is a person who is very grounded in politics, you know, and he plays in ground politics as such, mass-based politics. All his padyatras across the state, you know, or the rallies of his across the state, and the door-to-door campaign which he has done, he has become a very potent force in Andhra Pradesh today, and YSR Congress is a very important player now. And now they are in power, you know, like Jagan Reddy has become the new CM as such. So because of this competition from YSR Congress, Chandrababu Naidu feels in a threat from YSR Congress, and that's the reason he went in for all these populist games as such, you know. But I think in this populism, perhaps YSR Congress and Jagan Reddy has been more successful in this populism. In relation to the exodus from TDP to YSR Congress, it happens with every regional parties, you know, like once a regional party or a regional combination wins in and wins the power, you know, and wins the election and comes to power, and they become a replacement for the previous suspension, exodus takes place. I give you another very best example of Bengal. You know, see the kind of exodus which is taking place from TMC to BJP. You know, so it happens with any regional party as such, you know.
Yeah.
Moment one regional party is replaced by another regional party, the party which has replaced the previous player, there would be an exodus towards the new one, you know. Yeah. And that is precisely what is happening in Andhra Pradesh. There is an exodus at the ground level from TDP to YSR Congress.
Yeah. Sir, Jagan Reddy mother has previously come on news TV in churches, stating that she will use state fund to build more churches and also give a hike in salary to the bishops in Andhra when they came to power. During the UPA time, with help from YSR, missionaries and churches were given huge financial assistance. Isn't the state promotion of Christianity concern for all Indians?
Yes, it is definitely a concern for all Indians, and it is a dangerous trend, you know. If you are just patronizing one religion because you belong to that religion, that is absolutely unethical, it is undemocratic, and it is communal. It is not secular as such, and it is against the basic ethos of the constitution of the country. You know, and YSR Reddy's mother proclaiming that she would be giving all the state funds to church and for creation of new churches, I think that is a very, very dangerous trend, and it is not at all justified. In the long run, it would be a threat for national integrity and for the national unity and integrity of the country. This is an attempt, in my understanding, of spreading Christianity and for alluring the poor people from the backward areas of Andhra Pradesh, the poor people who are not affluent enough, those who are economically not affluent, those who are educationally not affluent, you know, and those are socially not affluent. There are many infested Naxalite areas in Andhra Pradesh where backwardness is very, very high, social backwardness, cultural backwardness, and economic backwardness. You know, and if you are targeting those people just for spreading Christianity and you are alluring them with freebies, and you are giving in a kind of a projection that whoever comes under the umbrella of the church, they will get in the protection of the state and they will be getting all the financial assistance. And if you are patronizing the Catholic lobby in Andhra Pradesh and the bishops of the different churches, you know, and if you are giving them an assurance that your main agenda would be creation of new churches, then this is a blatant attempt of spreading Christianity. and at the same time it is not a justified thing. It's extremely communal, and it's against the territorial integrity of the country and against the national ethos of the country, and it is against the secular fabric of the country, and this is a very dangerous trend, and I would expect the government of India to take note of this.
Yes, sir. So one cannot go now to Hyderabad, especially in Christmas, and see churches and picture of Mary and Jesus, everywhere. Chandrasekhar Rao has now said that a massive Christian bhavan will be built in Hyderabad at state expense of 10 crore. What do you think about this, sir?
No, this is absolutely unjustified. If you are just creating a bhavan of one particular religion. In Hyderabad, and that also at the state exchequer, with the state money, with the government of Andhra Pradesh money, then this is absolutely unethical. It is unjustified, and it is a very religious move, and it has got a communal overtone in it. And I think you cannot squander the resources of the state and the resources of the country for patronizing one particular religion and for creating Christian bhavan as such, because in that way you are just trying to project your state as a religious state meant for one particular religion, and that is against the secular ethos of our country, and it is also against the constitution. And I think it is absolutely an unjustified move, and if still they go ahead, then I think government of India should initiate action.
Yes, sir. So to match Chandrasekhar Rao, Chandrababu Naidu has also now said that he will also build a massive Christian bhavan in Guntur. Is this not a concern that chief ministers are trying to, outdo each other in building massive churches?
See, Chandrababu Naidu can no longer, create a Christian bhavan in Guntur, because he's not there in power anymore now. So his argument of creating a Christian bhavan in Guntur is no longer valid now. Because the government has changed and a new dispensation has come into power. But this psyche of, if you are doing this, I will do this, as a kind of a competition against you, and for appeasement of one particular religion, whether it is TDP doing it or whether it's YSR Congress doing it, this is not justified in my understanding, and it is unethical, it's not secular, it is communal, and at the same time it is against the basic ethos of the constitution of the country.
Yes, sir. So last question. We have seen that, what disconnection can do in India's social fabric. Converted Christians have already started attacked in Northeast. What do you think about further division and riots against Hindus from Christian and Muslim in Andhra?
It is a dangerous trend. We have seen this kind of a problem emerging in Northeast, in Jharkhand, as well as in Chhattisgarh, where conversion has taken place rampantly, and the poor Adivasis, the innocent Adivasis and the tribals have been converted through economic and financial allurement, and they have been baptized. As a result of that, the demographic transformation of those areas have completely taken place. The original indigenous religion of those areas have been wiped out. Hinduism in those areas have been wiped out, Hinduism and indigenous Adivasi religion. And I think this is a very, very dangerous trend, and this should not be replicated in any other part of the country, because we are already facing a problem of secessionism and separatism because of this. So I think the problem is very serious, and government of India should not allow this to happen. And more complicated becomes when the two forces of the minority community, the Muslim and the Christians, they come together and they go in with the sole agenda of breaking the national fabric of the country, or for destroying the national fabric of the country, and they do it in a very systematic way by conversion into Islam and conversion into Christianity. This is a dangerous trend, and it's a very fatal trend for a nation like India. India is based on the nation of national, on the notion of cultural nationalism, which is based on the concept of Sanatan Dharam. And I think it challenges the notion of Sanatan Dharam as such, and the notion of cultural nationalism, which is so ancient to this country. It's thousands of years old. And when the social fabric and the cultural fabric of the country gets disturbed and gets questioned, or it gets it gets vitiated by all these kind of tendencies as such, and there is a systematic effort of cleansing the area and reconverting them or conversion of those areas into Christianity or into Islam. This is a dangerous trend, and I think the new government in center will definitely take note of it.